So the next compositional style that I want to talk about, and the next one that I think is easiest for most people to learn, would be fill the frame. If you're familiar with like video editing and stuff like that, it's essentially a close-up shot. Now this can work with people or with animals, and it doesn't have to literally fill the whole frame for it to feel like a fill the frame shot. Kind of an easy way to do this if you're a little unsure. If your subject touches 3 of the 4 sides, you probably have a fill the frame shot. Now as you can see here, this can also be coupled with other techniques like rule of thirds like we had before, because with where our subject matter is, she's off center, and so it also can fulfill other compositional techniques at the same time, and a lot of really good photographs will. He's not quite touching all 3 sides, but it kind of would be a little bit hard to with him being right in the center. This photograph probably actually would have been a little bit stronger if I had the camera over a little bit to the left, I think, or maybe zoomed in a little bit closer to crop out some of the background on the right without getting too much extra content on the left. But this was the shot that I got, and sometimes you don't have an opportunity to retake the shot depending on what all is going on. Now, part of the subject matter here is more the robot, but we do have the interaction between the two as well, and so it kind of carries the subject matter over to the individual on the left, and so that can make this feel like it takes up a little more of the frame than perhaps the actual subject might. The sharpness on that hand actually bothers me a little bit, but that's okay. Once again, it was during an event, and you have to work with what you have. A fill the frame shot can also be very close up, as you can see here. And it could be both for people or animals. You can even do landscapes with fill the frame, but we'll probably talk about that later. And once again, we have our statue of Buddha. I'm rather far away, so for a fill the frame shot, I need to move in closer. So let's do that. Now this is a zoom lens, and so that means I don't always necessarily have to move my feet as much. However, when you're buying a zoom lens, you're trading the ability to zoom for higher quality optics, because that money goes into more places trying to have decent optics and trying to create a zoom feature and the focusing between that and all that stuff. So having a non-zoom lens, having a lens that doesn't zoom, a prime or something, it's going to give you a higher quality shot for normally less money. Although I love my zoom lens. So this is actually as close as this lens gets, and this is okay, but really for a fill the frame, it should be closer in my opinion. So I'm going to have to actually move my feet and get closer, because this is as close as this lens zooms. Alright, so I'm a lot closer to my subject now. Now my angle has changed a little bit, just because of the height of my tripod, and I wasn't quite on level before, and so that slight difference has been exaggerated as the distance has decreased. But that doesn't really matter. The point is I'm much, much closer to my subject now, and I'm starting to get that fill the frame feel. To make this feel even more fill the frame, we can zoom in and go into like what you would expect to see, like a close-up or something in a movie. So let's do that. I'm going to move my camera up a little bit so that way I'm actually zooming into Buddha's face and not like the chest or the shoulder or something. Well, let's move up a little bit more. There we go, something sort of like that. And once again, I can use rule of thirds at the same time if I want. And just like before, just to stress the point, we could also do this from the side. We don't have to be front on for our subject to be able to use a fill the frame type shot. We could be from the side, so once again, a fairly wide shot, a bit wider than before. And I can zoom in and turn this into a fill the frame shot. Of course, if you don't have a zoom in lens, then use your feet. Just walk closer. So something sort of like this. I could adjust this a little bit. There we go. Maybe like that.